I decided to start this segment with a tweet from myself to give you the proper context of the story. See, Donald Trump has a phone conversation with somebody in Ukraine that he doesn't prompt, and he mentions, hey, some weird stuff happened in 2016. Why don't you look into it? Okay, you know what, man? I wasn't feeling Russiagate. I'm not feeling Ukrainegate. I want it to all be done. But it would be a tad hypocritical of me to not at least entertain the Ukraine investigation on Trump's side because I entertained Russiagate. I said over and over again, let's see what the Russiagate investigation finds, and then we'll make our determination. Okay, well, I don't care for the Ukraine stuff or CrowdStrike. I want to move on, but you know what? Hey, fair is fair, right? So let's see what Trump has to say in regards to what happened with CrowdStrike 2016 and all that stuff. And maybe it's nothing. Fine. Let it happen. Whatever. Show me what you find. We did it for Russia. We can do it for Ukraine. But here's the thing. They call it a scandal. It's a scandal that Donald Trump spoke in this way. Oh, okay. You know it's not a scandal? Presidential candidate pressures tech CEO to shut down the legal and protected speech of her political rival. Can you believe the world we're living in right now? These Democrats, they're trying to get their political opponent's speech shut down. We cannot live in this dictatorship. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard it a million times about Trump. And you know what? Fine. Whatever. Okay, well, then you can't do it either. You want to complain about Trump? I say, I hear your point. And then Kamala Harris comes out and tells Jack, hey, do something about this. We need to ban this guy. Seriously? Well, could you imagine if Kamala Harris went to like the CEO of NBC and said, do not allow Trump to appear on your network or run ads? Because Biden was sending letters about blocking Giuliani. It's getting nuts. So here we have the tweets from Kamala. First, she said, hey, Jack, time to do something about this. What does that mean? It's also interesting that Jack Dorsey donated the maximum possible amount to Tulsi Gabbard. Okay? Now, I also like Tulsi Gabbard. That's not the point. The issue is Jack is actively partisan. If he took action against Trump, that would be outrageous and terrifying. Okay? I wouldn't call for censorship. And then she says, let's be honest. Real Donald Trump's Twitter account should be suspended. Oh, okay. Jack, do something about this. His account should be suspended. Right, we get it. Kamala Harris calls on Twitter to suspend Trump for threatening the, quote, whistleblower. No. But you know what? Kamala Harris, her predict it rating, like we can go by polls, right? But predict it is where people put money down. Her predict it is down. People don't think she's going to win. So you know what? Fine. First of all, I love how everyone's saying Kamala Harris is a cop. Yeah, she locked up innocent people. That's a whole other thing. Tulsi Gabbard's takedown of Kamala Harris, I gotta stress this because boy, was it absolutely glorious. Perhaps the most glorious thing I've ever seen in the history of politics in my life was when Kamala Harris got smacked down for imprisoning innocent people and holding them beyond their sentences. Talk about brutal. Amazing. But Kamala Harris, you're a cop, and let's read. Okay, I'll stop and say people are ragging on her for being a cop because they're the left and they hate cops, and I don't think all cops are bad. I think that's silly. I think there's corruption everywhere, and we have to do our best to weed it out. But I just thought it was funny that the left does that to her. You know what I mean? So let's read. They say, United States Senator and 2020 presidential contender Kamala Harris is now calling on Twitter to suspend a sitting president because she doesn't like what he says on the platform. Speaking with CNN's Anderson Cooper on Monday, Kamala Harris claimed President Trump is now using his Twitter account to bully people, citing his recent tweets about the whistleblower in the Ukraine scandal as evidence. Now I want to stop and say one of the funniest things I've seen is Trump tweeted something about like war, and then someone claimed it was inciting violence. It's like, dude, if you think that Twitter should suspend the president for threatening retaliation and conflict, you're assigning the commander-in-chief role or an aspect of it to an unelected tech CEO. The president of the United States is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. It is not the legal incitement of violence to say we will go to war. That's like war affairs. It's much, much different if you're targeting individuals with a legal precedent. If you're threatening war, it is different. Do I like Trump for doing it? No, but that's besides the point. You can't ban the president for saying, you know what? But that's the main issue, right? They want to ban the president for saying things in the course of his presidency. They want to hurt him politically. They say, speaking with CNN Anderson Cooper on Monday, Kamala Harris claimed President Trump is now using his Twitter account. Oh, I read that. I'm sorry. The president's tweets and his behaviors about this are just further evidence of the fact that he uses his power in a way that is designed to beat people down instead of lift people up. Look who's talking. Are you nuts? On Monday, President Trump referred to the whistleblower as a fraud for pushing the narrative that he pressured Ukraine to dig up dirt on Vice President Joe Biden and Biden's son Hunter. The fake whistleblower complaint is not holding up. It is mostly about the call to the Ukrainian president, which, in the name of transparency, I immediately released to Congress and the public. The whistleblower knew almost nothing, and its secondhand description of the call is fraud, Trump tweeted. So, maybe we'll come back to this. We get it. But I really want to do something fun. You want to see something fun? Check this out. Julia Jester tweets, asked if she agrees with Kamala Harris that President Donald Trump's Twitter account should be suspended. Tulsi Gabbard says, no, I think freedom of speech is something that is an important foundational right in our democracy. And she goes on to say, we can't just cancel people. And I agree. Good on you, Tulsi. There have been a lot of people who've supported Tulsi for exactly this kind of thing. I noticed, Jimmy Dore, for instance. Jimmy Dore is amazing. He's a progressive. He very much does not like Trump, but I find that there's a big crossover between our audiences, which was really interesting because we talk about wildly different things. I think he's generally supportive of AOC. I'm generally not. But there's a lot of people who kind of, both watch both of our channels because Jimmy, defends free speech. And one of the best things Jimmy has ever said, in my opinion, was when he was talking about the Carlos Maza, Steven Crowder thing. He's on stage at this comedy event, and he's like, this guy's trying to get this conservative dude banned. So what? Like, don't effing watch him. And I'm like, thank you. What happened to the Bill Maher type people who are liberal but are going to say, I don't care if Steven Crowder wants to say mean words on the internet. I won't watch it, and I'll tell other people not to. Now, for me, I actually prefer to watch people. I don't get offended, right? I'll watch Steven Crowder, see what he has to say. I think we agree on some things, disagree on some things. That's fine. I'm fairly moderate. But Jimmy's a progressive, and his response is on point. Just don't watch it. And Tulsi Gabbard, and he's also spoken very highly of Tulsi Gabbard. And so, here we now are. Tulsi taking the principled position. We can't ban the president. We can't have this cancel culture. But here's the best part. What do you think the response was? Here's the first one. This was the exact talking point Fox News personalities were promulgating on air all day yesterday. Thank you, Ian Sams, for letting us know. National Press Secretary for Kamala Harris calling Tulsi Gabbard essentially right-wing. Here's what Will Chamberlain said. Who knew that fighting for free speech was a right-wing talking point? I'm going to break some sad news to y'all. Allsides.com. It's a great website. It is a news aggregator that gives ratings based on language. It's very amazing. You go to allsides.com. I've talked about them before. And they will show you whether something is left, center, right, based on the message they push, the editorials, but also the words they use and things like that. The bad news. Free speech is now a right-wing talking point. I'm not kidding. Based on what right-wing outlets have said versus left-wing, the left is anti-free speech. And I'm not exaggerating. And you always try to see this, you'll always see this deflection from the left where they try to block, defend this saying, we're for free speech. There was one really paradoxical article, it was hilarious, that said, you can't have free speech without censoring people or something like that. Because the argument was, marginalized people are scared to speak up because of hate speech. And it's like, dude, I've had people threaten me. I still speak up. I'm sorry, if you're scared, that's on you, not on me or anyone else. But here they go. Tulsi Gabbard is right wing. Of course, because she said Kamala Harris was wrong. Yeah. Now you got these people on the left defending the person they just called a cop. What is wrong with people? Someone said, this person, did you ask Tulsi Gabbard about the free speech rights of the children that her family electrocuted when they ran a conversion therapy practice? If you're not a very good reporter. Well, I'm not going to, I can't fact check that in the immediate, but hey, I'll at least read your claim, although I'm not bothered by it because that's not a reflection of Tulsi and who she is. But how is Twitter harming, how is taking away his Twitter harming his free speech? He's the president, he has his own platform. I'm gonna stop now and say something very, very important. Listen. I thought about it. I've thought about it a great deal. I firmly believe the best thing for this country right now will be Twitter to completely ban Donald Trump from Twitter. No, hear me out. I'm not doing a bit. I'm being completely serious. Twitter must right now, for the good of this country, ban Donald Trump. Because then Trump would move to an alternative social media platform, keep posting the same thing, driving a media narrative, but using an alternative platform that would grow a user base outside of the social monopoly that is Twitter. Okay, now I was actually kind of doing a bit. The point is, go ahead, ban the president. I would love to see Trump get on Minds.com and start making posts, and then all of a sudden, the media saying Donald Trump posted to Minds saying X. And then guess what? Twitter is no longer relevant. Yeah, I'd love it. Please ban him and then make him use something else. There are a bunch of social media platforms Trump could be using, and for whatever reason uses Twitter. At the White House Summit, someone asked him if he would use a different platform, and he said, which one? Well, there's a bunch, dude. So what's the name of his press guy? I can't remember the name of his press guy, so forgive me, but Trump's press guy, can you get Trump on a different platform? Not because, listen, no matter what Trump tweets or posts or Facebooks or Minds or whatever, no matter what it is, the media is going to chase after it. And they're going to put screenshots and prop it up. Stop. Trump is empowering Twitter, and Twitter is biased. And Twitter mob culture is insane. So if Trump went on a different platform, it'd be amazing. And you get a lot of new people on that platform, and you would create a new culture with better leadership. Trump has that power. Why doesn't he do it? So let's be real. No, Trump shouldn't be banned. Social media platforms shouldn't be banning people. But I do think it's true. It would be a massive net positive if Trump was banned and moved to a different platform. I think that's fair to say. Stick around. I got one more segment coming up in a few minutes. I will see you all shortly.